Ladies and gentlemen, Mohammed Yunus's caretaker government believes that Iskcon is a fundamentalist organization. The same very organization which was at the forefront of providing relief during COVID. 6.3 crore people were being fed in Bangladesh during the lockdown by this very organization that Mohammed Yunus and his government, as well as the Attorney General, believes is a fundamentalist organization. Juxtapose that with the Jamaat, which faces some very serious charges of cross-border terrorism, is not a fundamentalist organization for Mohammed Yunus. In fact, after taking over as the head of the caretaker government, Mohammed Yunus's first step that was taken was to actually release a Jamaat leader. Several Jamaat leaders were actually released soon after Sheikh Hasina was ousted. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, not only we get you a ground report from Bangladesh, but also the reality. We tell you the priority of the Mohammed Yunus government and why exactly Mohammed Yunus's government feels threatened by Iskcon. Take a look at this report.
In Bangladesh, Yunus's police jailed a top Hindu voice, Chinmay Krishna Prabhu. Not only did they jail him without explanations, his bail has also been denied, sparking fresh rounds of protest in Bangladesh. And today, the most shocking, the Attorney General calling for a ban on Iskcon. The Attorney General called Iskcon a religious fundamentalist organization, adding that a plea has been filed seeking a ban on the global Sanatan outfit. The plea seeking a ban on Iskcon was filed by a lawyer, earlier citing the killing of fellow lawyer Saiful Islam Alif in the deadly clashes between the protesters and the security forces. Religious and political leaders have heavily come down upon the Yunus regime.
And we are being, if anything happens in Palestine, an entire ecosystem will echo their pain, whatever is happening. But when it happens in Bangladesh, no one responds. That's how.
বাংলাদেশের বর্তমান পরিস্থিতি এবং চিন্ময় কৃষ্ণ দাসের গ্রেপ্তার প্রসঙ্গে ইসকন বাংলাদেশের বিবৃতি বাংলাদেশের বিভিন্ন স্থানে সনাতনী সম্প্রদায়ের উপর সংঘটিত হামলা ও সহিংসতার ঘটনায় আমরা গভীরভাবে উদ্বেগ প্রকাশ করছি এবং তার তীব্র নিন্দা ও প্রতিবাদ জানাচ্ছি।
Since Yunus government's takeover of Bangladesh, violence against Hindus has only increased with every passing day. The BJP, meanwhile, took out a long march to the Bangladesh Deputy High Commission office in Kolkata, demanding the release of the arrested Iskcon priest.
इस तरह का हिंदुओं वहाँ का बांग्लादेश का संख्या लोगों के ऊपर ये अत्याचार हम लोग नहीं मानेंगे। अगर कुछ होता है हमारे चिन्मय प्रभु जी का और हमारे हिंदू भाई बहनों का, हम लोग चुप नहीं बैठेंगे। बंगाल चुप नहीं बैठेगा, बंगाल के हिंदू चुप नहीं बैठेगा।
As the chorus to free the Iskcon priest grows louder, the big question, could the plea to ban Iskcon unleash a fresh wave of unrest in the country?
So let's tell you, how exactly is Iskcon a religious fundamentalist organization for the Attorney General of Bangladesh? Perhaps Mohammed Yunus needs to take a look at this. Iskcon's presence is in over 150 plus countries. Let's just take you through the other details. Ban on the Jamaat-e-Islami was lifted. Iskcon targeted immediately after that. False sedition charges were leveled against them. This is the same very organization, ladies and gentlemen, that launched multiple relief campaigns during COVID. In fact, this was in conjunction with several organizations in Bangladesh. Hindu-Muslim friendship meals that were basically organized by Iskcon in Bangladesh. 12 million prasad meals that were basically distributed to all. And this is, ladies and gentlemen, a religious fundamentalist organization for the Mohammed Yunus's government. These, ladies and gentlemen, is what they believe, the activity of a religious fundamentalist organization. But when it comes to the Jamaat-e-Islami, they don't see a problem in it. In fact, Jamaat-e-Islami leaders were actually freed by Muhammad Yunus's government. What's the situation on the ground? Let's go across to our guests who are joining us on this broadcast. Anik Majumdar, part of the Chaitanya Leela member, Bangladesh Hindu organization. Anik Majumdar is also joining us. And political analyst Prashanta Kumar Shil is also joining us. Anik, if I can first come to you. We're not disclosing your location in Bangladesh because I believe that several Hindus are now being targeted, especially following the arrest of Chinmay Prabhu. First, I want to understand from you, what's the ground situation like in Bangladesh? Give us a sense of that.
Actually, in Bangladesh, from the 5 August, we are facing some problems. Like after the 5 August, any attacks have been attacked.
Anik, I think so. There seems to be some problem with your audio line. Anik, I'm sorry, I'm interrupting you. There seems to be some problem with the audio line. We'll try and fix that and we'll come back to you. Prashanta, if I can take that question to you. You've been in touch with several people in Bangladesh. What's the situation like? Because I believe that Hindus, not just in Dhaka, but in several other places also, are now being targeted.
Yes, it's very unfortunate for the people of Bangladesh who live in Bangladesh, especially in minorities Hindus. You know that the minorities Hindus is a very peaceful in nature. We believe the country is all together. We believe in solidarity. And you mentioned rightly that in Bangladesh constitutions, there is an ensure you have to right to make your organizations. You have to right to cherish your organization. But unfortunately, you see that the talking about the Iskcon. Iskcon, you know that already mentioned, the Iskcon have in 150 plus countries, they have in very ground level reality. They have in cherishing their rules and responsibility in that year. And it's very unfortunate that we can talk about the Middle East. The Middle East, the first growing organization is Iskcon. Iskcon is not a terrorist organization. We haven't make a propaganda to make ensure that Iskcon is a terrorist organization. It's very pathetic actually, because what the Iskcons do is in Harinam and Krishnanam. That is related to God as the devotees of Lord Krishna. So that kind of organizations, actually, they can cherishing the Hindu reality and mythological practice. Their first target to engaging Harinam and Krishnanam. The first priority, the Sadhu and Sam on everyone. But unfortunate to see that there's some agenda in some radical person in our country. They haven't established a voice that Iskcon is one kind of terrorist organization. I'm very unfortunate. You have seen that the Middle East, there's in Syria, Iraq, even United Arab Emirates. They have very several beautiful, most beautiful temple, and they have all of that together. What is happening? They can change the Harinam and Krishnanam. The world has changed. There is some solidarity, some friendship together. But unfortunate to see that the Bangladesh, we haven't missed out. We can think the Hindu is the enemy. The Iskcon is the enemy. So what is happening? We can break the solidarity rules. We are all the people. We are all the Bangladesh. We have to. We have rights. We have rights to.
Just request you to stay on with us. Prashant, I'm sorry to interrupt you because I'm told there's some breaking news now coming in. Let's go with the breaking news. I'm told that the Bangladesh Sammilit Sanatani Jagran Jyot is going to hold a meeting today to discuss its next course of action if Chinmay Krishna Prabhu is not released immediately. In fact, the group is planning to carry out a march from Chittagong jail to another location that is not clear at this point in time, but I'm told that the Sanatani community is basically planning a long march to Chittagong jail. This is if Chinmay Prabhu is not released soon. The organization is also willing to voluntarily court arrest of thousands of Hindus. If Prabhu is not released tonight, they will voluntarily get arrested to be in prison. Now that's the breaking news now coming in. The situation seems to be extremely volatile. This at a time that the Bangladesh caretaker government refuses to acknowledge the fact that there have been attempts that have been made by the radicals to target the minorities. Prashanta, just a quick question to you with regards to the response that is coming from the Bangladesh government right now. Why is it that they feel so very threatened by organizations like the Iskcon when they do not have a problem that this is the same very organization which has carried out several humanitarian relief programs within the country?
Okay, brother, you can see that Iskcon is not starting from 2024. In Bangladesh, they have been 20 years, almost 20 and 15 years history. At that time, 20 years plus history. I'm wrong, it may be 30 years history. That time there is no problem in Iskcon. But today's problem, what is happening? Is the need a proper investigation. You have to need a proper investigation. What is happening? Why the Iskcon people are now interrogating? Why you can talking about to ban to the Iskcon? So it should be equational from why? You know that this organization is 20, 30 years. They can cherishing their organizations very fruitfully. There's no problem at all here. But why is today we can make a question? What are the reasons? So that is a question must be, I think, is solvable. And also think you don't know that there's some extremist people, they have not to like that Iskcon, because Iskcon is as now the present time. Iskcon is now to spokesperson of who is attacked.
Well, thank you very much. Well, thank you very much, Prashanta, for joining us on this broadcast and giving us a sense of what's really happening in Dhaka from where you're coming live to us.